A wonderful morning to you out there. My name is Eustace Okere, and welcome to People's Democracy right here on Boss Radio 98.9 FM. Yes, like I did say, it's People's Democracy, and that's exactly what we shall be talking about this morning. You can call it advice, you can call it a kind of, will I say, reorientation, or rather, giving the right orientations to our people and way to go in the midst, or let's say in the wake of the current turbulences in our electoral and political spaces. So we are going to look at how to cope in challenging democratic times, how to cope, how the citizens can actually cope in the challenging democratic times. You know, most people seem disgruntled and dissatisfied with the happenstances within a country and their state. A lot of people are also happy with the way things are turning out. But I also know that majority of Imolites as well as Nigerians are unhappy with the situation of things, considering the economic and political happenstances. The cost of commodities in the markets, the high cost of the pump price, among other issues, the insecurity, and what have you. And these are all challenges staring our people in the faces. So this morning on People's Democracy, we shall be looking at how the people can actually take charge in a democracy, how the people can actually take charge in a democracy. That's the topic we have for you this morning. How can the people take charge in a democracy? It's often said that power is taken and not given, but I believe that in a democracy, power is actually given. The people give power to whom they actually want. So how can the people know this, and how can they actualize this in our current democratic space? Yes, how can the people know what to do and how to go about it? How the people can take charge in a democracy like ours. Or you can call it how our people can actually take charge. How our people can take charge in our current democracy. That's what we are looking at this morning. What steps should the people take? Should they sit down and fold their arms? Of course, you know that rising up or resorting to violence is not an option at all. But at the same time, the people cannot keep quiet and allow things to go wrong. What should the people do in situations where things are not actually going the way majority of the people want? What should be done? What actions can be taken? What information are needed to put the people in the right steps so that we can actually get things right? That's what we shall be talking about this morning. Of course, before I delve into the matter, I would want to sample your own opinions and advice on what you think the people need to know, or rather need to do in a democracy. I've heard, going around, I conducted an opinion sample a couple of weeks back, and a lot of people saying that they are not going to take part in the electoral process again, because what they actually bargained for in the last election was not what they want, even though I don't understand exactly what they meant by that. But I believe that it is not the best decision, or rather the decisions are not in the interest of our dear nation and state. So what decisions are better? Because you not participating in the electoral process is like allowing the worst to even happen. That's not the best decision. So what should be done? What should the people rather do? Like I did say, violence is not also an option. Yes, because we have to think of a better way to solve our problem without causing more problems. How can we actualize this? How can we go about this? These are the questions we shall be attempting this morning once I open up the phone lines. Remember how the people can take charge in a democracy. That's what we are looking at this morning on People's Democracy, right here on Boss Radio 98.9 FM. My name has not changed. Don't forget that. Still Eustace Okere, or you can simply call me Mr. E. So this morning, I'll be sampling our opinions on what the people can actually do, because there is still hope. A friend would always say that once there is life, there is hope. So there is hope for their nation to come around. There is hope for things to turn around for the better. I also know that a lot of other states or countries, especially even in the Western countries, where there were challenges, at the beginning of their, let's say, advancement. There were even more and worse challenges, and we are able to surmount all those. And today, our people sometimes rather rush to such countries to seek refuge and all that. So what can we do? What steps are we going to take to ensure that things turn out better? If not for us, for the future generation. Remember, we have a duty to ensure and, of course, to guarantee a safe society, a safe country, a safe state for the future generation. And posterity would not forgive us if nothing is done to better the lots of the generations to come. So that's a duty we have, and a duty we must fulfill. So it's not about standing aloof. It's not about deciding not to do something. What are those right things you can actually do to ensure that things turn out better? All right, so that's what we shall be talking about this morning. Remember, you can be part of this program from any part of the world. All you need to do is to join us via our social media handles on Facebook, on Twitter, as well as on YouTube. Type Boss Radio 98.9 FM Owerri, and you'll be part of the program from any part of the world. So we are live, like I did say, on Facebook at the moment. You can also send your ventilations via our WhatsApp number 0806 999 2999, 0806 999 2999. That's actually for your WhatsApp messages. All right, for you to call in and, of course, let us know your candid submission on the topic for this morning. The numbers to call are 090 999. Oh, sorry, I'll repeat that. 090-922-29922 or 091-226-77989. I'll repeat that. 090-922-29922 or 091-226-77989. Those are actually the numbers to call to ventilate on the topic this morning. Remember, we are asking, what shall we do? It got to a point, even in the Bible, in the biblical days, and the people ask, what do we do to get the kingdom of God? What do we do to guarantee a better state, a better society for ourselves and, of course, for the generation to come? What do we do to better the lots of our people? What do we do to ensure that our democracy is strengthened for the better? What do we do? How can the people actually take charge? Remember, in the democracy, we say that the people decide. Yes, that's what democracy is all about. In the words of the former president of America, Abraham Lincoln, he would say, it's the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So how do we make this government of the people where everybody, majority of the people, would be happy and gladdened? 09092229922 or 09122677989 are the numbers to call to ventilate on the program this morning. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, my good brother.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Stephen Frank, that always call from Worsley Ave. Yeah, frankly speaking, we should don't do it in a wrong way. We should always stand on our ground and do the right thing at the right time. Because I believe that by the grace of God, things is going to turn around. It is not going to continue like this. As I always say it so clearly, we should always stand on our ground and do the right thing. Because we should not forget that all things in this life work for good to them that believe.
Exactly.
And it is better to fail in originality than to succeed in imitation. So as it is, here, we stand on our ground and believe in equity, fairness, and justice.
All right, thank you very much, Frank, for your words of advice. Yes, I think that's actually a good one. But you didn't categorically tell us how and what the people should actually do. Should they forget about, active participation in elections, or would you rather advise them to get their ghettos, get a voter's card, and ensure active participation? Now, apart from that, what other things do you think the people can actually do for us to strengthen our democracy for the better? Because we cannot give up. I mean, it's only a coward that gives up when things become so challenging. So in situations where there are enormous challenges, we expect that people will become tougher and be able to brace up for the challenges. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. I'm Hendrix and I'm calling from Owerri.
All right, Kendris, go ahead.
Okay, I take so much interest in this your topic regarding how to strengthen our democracy in this country. So, if I should say, I think that our people should just try to change the type of economy that we practice here in this country.
Okay.
Most countries that are doing well in the world, they have their types of economy and the kind of government they run under.
Okay.
For instance, if you check the government of the United States, it's based on capitalism.
All right.
So the individuals, they are in charge of the major sectors of the major sectors in the economy. That is why they have competitors, because there are many people that are there to bring out products and different companies to compete. So when there is such competition, you will see that people will try to upgrade in the quality of their services and goods.
But we also have that here.
Yes, we also have that, but the case here is different because I think they are rather competing in goods that are not of standard. You can check it. So everybody wants to make much gain, and then the end of the day, they end up losing everything because everything comes off substandard. So if you take this country now, we practice mixed economy. The government is waiting for the people. Yes, the government is waiting for the people, and the people is waiting for the government. And that is why, at the end of the day, you see people blaming the government. The government is not fair, and that is why everything is not going fine. And then the government should say the people are bandits, they are not doing well, and that is why everything is not going fine. At the end of the day, everything is not going to be fine. So we should change our economy.
Okay. I also know that there are countries, just like some of those countries you may have in mind, the US and rest, who are also practicing the mixed economy, and they are doing very well. Is it really about the people who are, just like you mentioned, trying to make much gains in businesses? Is it really the over ambitious nature of our businessmen or the capitalists, or what exactly is the problem of our people?
okay, every problem has a source.
Exactly.
Based on my ideology, the source of our problem is based on Western frustration.
Okay.
Okay, they don't want us to grow much that, and that is why they just capture their economy. Their currency is ruling us. Everything is just them. We are just consuming from them, And then at the end of the day, when we see ourselves as people that can't grow, then we are striving to survive within ourselves. Then we don't try to suffocate the people that are lesser than us here, and that is why you see that the masses are poor. They can't grow because the little people that have seen light and a kind of stepping stone, they won't allow them because they know that the Westerners, they don't want us to be like them. That is just the problem. If you take Nigeria,
Hello.
our colonial masters, they have access to our mineral resources like oil, and most of our mineral resources. And then it's not like it's something that is hidden or is everybody knows that, and nothing you can do about that. Okay.
All right.
So at the end of the day, we are here killing ourselves, fighting. We want to have Biafra. We want to do this, and that is just what creates our mentality. Instead of a time for us to discover new ideas and new opportunities for us, how to grow, we are still thinking of how to separate, how to gather this and all those. So they are just the ones that is frustrating us, and I don't think there's anything we can do about it for now.
All right, that sounds like giving up. You don't think that there is anything we can do. I believe that you once said here that every problem has a solution. So there should be a solution. There should be something that people can do to better our lots. All right, I think you pointed the aspects of economy, which is very good. And of course, that has to do with the people who try to make much gains at the detriment of others. Try to you usurp every opportunity to make excess gains. And of course, we also have some bourgeoisie who maybe have more than enough to reinvest in the society to make it better. I also know of some climes, even in Nigeria here, where individuals try to better the lots of the people by carrying out people-oriented projects like some community roads. They try to do it and make it better, try to put street lights and things like that. Some of them even try to create employment opportunities by building factories or small-scale industries within their local community to boost the economy there. Yeah, these are also ways the people can actually begin to think or look inwards. I think it was John F. Kennedy who said that you should rather think of what you can do for America instead of what America can do for you. So I think if Nigerians begin to think of what they can do for Nigeria instead of what Nigeria can do for us individually, that way we'll be able to do better in all ramifications. Yes. And of course, there is hope, if you ask me. And that hope begins with a kind of reorientations, trying to make our people understand that in as much as we have this Japa syndrome, where people, even some of our leaders, have one leg out and one leg in the country. Some of them also have dual citizenship, just like the popular case you already know. So, but the point remains that there is no place that can be Nigeria to you. Yes, I mean, no place. Somehow, you would have that feeling that you actually belong to a place and should be there instead. So what can you do? How can we better the lots of this our dear country, at least to make it habitable for us and for everybody? Good morning to you.
Hello, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. My name still remains Frank, that calls from Worsley Art. So as I said it earlier, what we should do is to do the right thing at the right time, and by being by accept to fail in originality than to succeed in imitation. As it is, mainly in my own state here, I'm from Oluzon, but I believe in equity, fairness, and justice. We shouldn't be producing governor from Oluzon while we have 3 zones in Imo State here. We should think wisely and do the right thing. It is not where governor come from or where somebody comes from. They are brothers and sisters. We should do the right thing the way it's supposed to be. As it is in my own Imo, we have found a divine mandate. Somebody who is acceptable by the people
thank you,
and for the people.
Frank,
yes,
thank you.
that's right where he comes from or what is zone.
All right.
Somebody who is divine. That is not the person that someone.
All right, thank you very much, Frank. You've actually made your point. I think this is a comeback you staged, and you should be able to make it brief. When you stage a comeback, so that others can actually contribute. They will have time to also be part of the program, so that we don't dominate the whole program. We have just a couple of minutes left, and others should be given chance to be part of the program. All right, like I was saying, there was a time I went round to sample some opinions, and a lot of people were saying they are not going to be part of any electoral process again, this and that, and there is no point. Even after voting, their votes might not count and all that. I mean, that was really discouraging. That was really, how to put it, kind of dampening. Giving up is not the best option. You don't give up in a fight you've not won just because you got some kicks. You don't give up. You don't, leave it there. You can retreat, yes, it's allowed, but you don't surrender, because by the time you surrender, you've lost the battle. And that means, in a situation like this, where you feel that maybe your votes didn't count, have you also asked what you did during the last time you voted that you ought to improve on? I mean, things like making sure that your votes count, making sure that you stay to see the end of it, how the processes, would go and all that. I remember a time when Imolites even, trooped out, followed the INEC officials, even down to the INEC office, to ensure that the votes they've cast in their various polling units are uploaded and the actual figures given without alterations. And that actually happened. I believe that such things can also help us to better the way things are done in this country, instead of leaving it halfway. Some people feel that by the time they come out, they might risk their lives or maybe sustain injuries and things like that. It's not always the case, because by the time you keep quiet and fold your arms and do nothing, then you are indirectly saying that the status quo should remain, and which is wrong. So if you feel that what is happening is not in tandem with how democracy should go, then you need to have a voice. You need to speak out. You don't keep quiet in the face of evil. You don't keep quiet when things are going wrong. You have to say something, and not just saying something, you also need to do something. And what does that imply? You condemn what ought to be condemned, and you make sure you write certain actions of yours which probably have not been so wonderfully. All right, we'll continue to take your calls. Good morning.
Yes, my beloved brother, good morning and happy new week.
Good morning to you.
This is Brian that call from the Guinea government. People are willing to fight for the war or fight of better democracy. They're very unfortunate that institutions that needed to help them to get it right is not helping them. And another thing is that democracy in Nigeria is not as we see in advanced countries that grow. We look at and see that democracy in Nigeria is all about wealth. Let me win and become richer than anybody. Let me win and go outside the country, my children, my family. Nobody is playing a politics that as I'm from a minority party, if my people succeeded and win, I will prove to them that this is what democracy should be. You look at the institution, okay, look at what happened now. Look at security agency and the INEC that could have helped masses, that as they are fighting for better democracy, they can get it. Look at those institutions. How are they helping? Look at the cases, over 500 and something cases. Even I'm wondering how tribunal judges will get this thing right. If INEC could have done what is right, yes, we may have cases, but do you think it could have reached out to this extent? Okay, look at the way security plays in terms of election.
Yes, Bramdandi, what I was actually asking is, we understand all these challenges, and maybe you can also say that there is nowhere it's perfect. Yes, we know that all the institutions you've mentioned may have their individual faults. But what should the people do? How can the people manage the situation
just
to
as
at least...
We want you people, the journalists, to do more. We want religious leaders to help us to. Two people we can talk to is INEC and Security Agency. If we can talk to these people, they help us. People is willing. Let me tell you, with what we see now, if we have 80% of people who is boldly to go out to vote, we will not get up to 50%. The reason is just because what this true commission played was bring people's mind so low. So for us to get it right again, we still need to make up as we are doing to convince people. Security agencies need to come out that we have come to be sincere. We will allow you to vote leaders of your choice, and we will make sure that your vote counts. INEC will still do.
All right, thank you.
INEC will still do. And they promise us that, as they promise that when you vote, your vote needs to be counted, that they will be sincere to people. I know that better democracy is not easy to get, but it must start somewhere. It must be sincerity from the commissions. You must allow people to vote freely. Not when people are going to vote, they are going with fear. They are seeing heroes of military. They are seeing heroes of police. They are seeing a Budago. They are even confused. So we need to beg that those commissions need to come back to reassure people and show it by example. As we have some state that is going to have election today in a few months to come, so that they will be sure. Because what happened in Anambra, Ogun, and the other states made people thinking that their vote could have count in presidential, and look at where they drop us. So these two commissions, including the people, the journalists, religious leaders, should need to come up. We are human beings. Without bringing word of comfort, giving us reason that things can be this way. Sometimes people say, instead of voting again, let it remain like this. That is my take. Thank you and God bless you.
All right, thank you very much, Bro Nnamdi, for your wonderful take. Yes, people actually need to understand the fact that the state still belongs to us, and there is something we can actually do to better what is actually happening, or the state of things right now. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, my presenter.
Good morning to you.
God bless you, this beautiful morning.
And bless you too.
God bless you, this beautiful morning.
And bless you too. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yes, my name is Roman Ambassador Obinna Amade. As a musician, I'm calling from my community, Umodroma in Umeri, Autonomous Community in Salampani.
All right, go ahead.
My presenter, You see, the ideas of INEC in their programs over elections activities. You see, INEC be commencing from time to time. INEC be bringing a lot of people in our house. And in the House of Senate, presidential state governors is a house. So I believe let INEC can give account of exactly what happened in the elections ground. Because I believe they are the best. They are the monitoring the mirror over the elections practitioners. So I believe let INEC to adopt nice character to make sure that they follow up over good activities to tell the truth.
Sorry, Ambassador, we lost you, probably due to network. See if you can still come back to conclude on what you were actually saying. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Uzoma.
All right. Go ahead, Uzoma.
Okay, actually, based on electoral act and people not voting, how could you expect an individual who have wasted his or her time coming out to vote, exercising his or her franchise, voting?
Hello, Uzoma. I think you need to move away from your radio set. You are getting a call back here, please.
Okay, sir. After
it's still happening. Perhaps you need to put off your radio set.
Okay. I'm off.
All right, go ahead.
After exercising your franchise, after voting, after wasting your time, the INEC, they will upload results. After uploading results, the ruling party will go back to the court, to nullify the election, or the Supreme Court to help the ruling party to nullify the election and put somebody else, that didn't win the election, as somebody that won the election. So how do you expect after this process? How do you expect to come back to vote again? After seeing all this evil act, after seeing all this act.
All right, thank you.
Again,
all right,
and vote.
Okay. Maybe I would have to let you off so that you continue to listen, maybe to get the answer to your question. Okay. Thank you. All right. I think you asked a very wonderful question. Well, I understand the fact that maybe the institutions, especially the electoral umpire, may not be perfect. 100%. But at least they are doing something. So their imperfection can also be termed as human imperfection, or will I say the imperfect nature of our own democracy. So, and I want to ask, do you quit schooling because you failed maybe several times? You failed once and twice and maybe thrice. Do you quit going to school? Don't you think that if you quit, you've lost the battle? I think the law of education says that if you try and you do not succeed, you should try and, of course, try again. That's what the law of education says. So I think the best, Uzoma, if you can still hear me, is not actually to quit, but to re-strategize, but look inwards, re-strategize, and then stage a comeback, maybe a better comeback, in order to get things right. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. This is one calling you from Owerri.
All right, go ahead.
I want to contribute in this very program. What I want to say is this is very, very simple. In the situation whereby, just like I can just see opportunity in my local government where I come from in Owerri East, it's a situation whereby even the so-called umpire, the INEC themselves, will not even appear at the police station. The people you are going to see there may even say the original INEC will be at the house, and from there they will be posting results. And nothing was done. I can tell you that this last election, there was no election in the whole of our mama, the whole of America, the whole of part of our mama, there was no election. But the results came out of that very area. Now, what strategy had they used? What strategy we use? How can we strategize? Because I'm not talking about people doing until I'm talking about today. Because people say just like a war captured area. Nobody has the right to say anything. Nobody can do anything. How can you strategize in the situation where INEC is already being pocketed by the so-called people in power? What will you do? This is not the issue of strategizing or keep on doing. For how long? But we emphasize it. When what's the situation whereby we remove what is not good now. So this opportunity, if the opposition knows how to do it, let them do it so that the election will be counted. The election will count, vote will count. We do it now, not even thinking of tomorrow or next tomorrow or 1 year or keep on doing it today. It doesn't work like that. Now, get the thing start now. Let them strategize now. Let them put on everything they're going to put on to make sure they remove the thought that is in the flesh. This is my contribution, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I really understand how you feel. I mean, it's quite frustrating, very, very frustrating if you ask me. But it's also part of the stock taking. Yes, part of re-strategizing. At least we've realized the fact that there are polling booths, or let's say places where election results are written just that way. Maybe some let's say civil society organizations can also go around in making sure that the people get to do certain things on such situations, to avert, or let's say prevent such things from reoccurring. Good morning.
Good morning, Boss FM.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning and God bless you. Tony Okurike calling from Ubebule Mekuku.
Right.
Yes, my brother, you are talking of the imperfection of INEC. But I want to tell you open, clean and clear that INEC is very perfect in what they are doing. And what are they doing? They want to make sure that the election is not conducted properly the way it's supposed to be. So in a situation like that, what do? You ask a person, you ask this question: if you go to a school and you fail and you want to continue, now let me tell you, where the teacher is not ready to teach you the writing, not ready to mark you appropriately, and maybe the principal, every person there is against you, against you.
Hello. Sorry, we lost you. Sorry about that, but I think you were making a very powerful point, which time could allow you to stage a comeback to actually conclude on what you were saying, Mr. Ikwerike from Emekuku. It's a wonderful one. Okay, yes, I quite understand where you were going. I really, really understand where you are going. But remember, in this situation, we are the people directly involved. So, if you leave, or if you exit the stage, then you are also holding yourself down. That's what we must understand. Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning. Shall you see? Okay. My name is Siriman Frank. As I said it earlier, we shouldn't quit. We should stand on our ground and do and always try our best to do the right thing. We shouldn't quit. As I'm saying it so boldly, advising my fellow citizens, honestly, to hold their PVC, to go out, even those who haven't collected their PVC, I still encourage them to go and get their PVC and stand on their ground to believe by the grace of God. This is going to turn around one day. This is good to do the right thing.
All right, thank you.
At the right time, not to accept to fail. Not to accept to fail in originality.
All right, thank you, Frank, for your contribution. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Tony Okurike. I bounce back again.
All right, thanks. Thank God for having you back.
Yes, thank you, my brother. So in such situations as we are discussing, you see it's very difficult. In a situation, you risk your life, you come out. Sometimes people are being killed and nobody will ask after them. My brother, Do you know how much it will take somebody that want to vote? You expend a lot of money. Like some of us registered in our village. You have to relocate to your village, take care of your family, and all these things, and you vote. At the end of the day, your vote is not counted. Along the way, even collecting the PVC, INEC makes it very difficult for you to collect this PVC. You see, every facet of this country, every institution has so decayed and degenerated to doing the same thing that will frustrate the citizenry. And hence it is like that. What do we do? Which arm do we have to fight with? Because immediately you come out, the same police that is supposed to protect you will flog you mercilessly. Before you even come out, the same government that is supposed to protect lives and properties will leash out arrows. It happened in Lagos to kill, stab, and at the end of the day, no justice. By the time you now transcend from that level and you say that this election is being declared, they will tell you go to court. And it is the same people in the court that will still frustrate you. So, my brother, you see that enthusiasm to vote has totally diminished, extinguished, and there is nothing else we can do. So, whoever asking you to come out is asking you to come and start to come and frustrate yourself.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much, Tony Okwerike, for your wonderful contribution. But I don't think it is right for us to give up. Remember, this is our only country. This is our only state. So we cannot give up. Giving up means, allowing the state, to just go that way. And what would posterity remember us for? So we must have to find a way of coming back, in a better and more organized way. And that would begin by rejecting some kind of inducements, as usually is the case, making sure that we go for those right persons or right individuals who have the pedigree, who have what it takes to give us what we want, and not just living or resigning to fate. No, we should have options. We should have options. I really wish we could actually continue this discussion this morning, but I believe that there will be another day for it, because there are a whole lot of things. We have a whole lot of things to look into, ways we can actually better the loss of our society, how our people can actually take charge of our democracy. But for now, I really have to go, and I believe that by the next time we'll come up with this, we are going to get more wonderful ideas, more prepared and detailed ideas on how the people can take charge of our democracy, and that way we'll be able to better the way things are in the society currently. All right, till we meet again by this time next week, this is me, Eustace Okere, wishing you a very lovely week ahead. Remember, up next is Morning Discuss. Stay tuned.
We have 98.9 ways to keep you entertained. Other stations can keep the change. Boss Radio, 98.9 FM. Radio for the boss mind.
By now, I'd like to read